Aleke F1.
Me fond.
No vi o kata au fond.
Au fond.
An ya vi au fond.
Hey. Hey, stay clear.
Bro. How have you been?
If you understand, have you cut off?
He doesn't understand.
My wife be away.
So you understand what Kwame talk?
So you know I have you.
If I start speak, I have to close the show.
Nyatapa.
You make a contact.
Go get him,
bro.
How's everything?
By grace.
By grace, eh?
Yeah.
God, and I understand you're coming from the Volta region right now.
Yeah.
You went to do some donations?
Yeah, I went with, and it's safe to say I went in the company of two of my bigger brothers.
Okay.
Lawyer Tamaklo.
Okay.
And then Francis Kofi Polu.
Okay.
We went in company led by Francis to donate 400 mosquito nets to the chiefs and the people. Mm-hmm. And then another 200 bags of cement.
Of which community in the Volta region?
Mepe, which is the most affected community because it has been bordered on two sides by the water.
The spillage of the dam?
The spillage of the dam.
Okay.
And then we left and then we went to see Okujeto to do another presentation of 200 mosquito nets.
Wow.
And then another bags of cement will be on the way.
Wow.
And then next week, myself and the team will go back there with some food items that we are also working on.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. What's the situation on the ground? Paint a picture to us.
The situation on the ground is very severe, very heartbreaking. I mean, I was seeing images from Accra, but when I got to Mepe this morning and I saw the fact that people's KVIPs, septic tanks, vehicles, all their domestic animals that are free-range animals have been carried away by water. People's businesses, investments, people's fish farms that are along the entire stretch from after the Akosombo Dam all the way to Sogakope through Mepe has been carried away. Some of this properties are like 200,000 Ghana, 150,000, and the kids are not in school because their classrooms are now the refuge point for everybody who has lost their home. And the road that connects Mepe to Sogakope has been covered by water, so you have to canoe on a road because it's now taken over by water. It's a very severe situation, and I think that we all should highlight it.
Exactly.
People really need help. About a community of maybe 2,000 people, and that whole community is in water. Where would the people be? Where would they sleep? Where they go to buy fuel? There's no light in Mepe because you can also turn on the power because some of the cables are submerged in water. Some of the electricity poles. It's a serious situation.
Very serious.
It's a serious situation.
Well, let me pick the thoughts of Kofi and Kwesi. Kofi, what do you make of this whole situation in the Volta region?
It's words fail to describe to paint an accurate picture of what some of these communities might be going through. I mean, yesterday I went on Facebook, I typed entire paragraphs, and listen, I think we need to get serious in this country. This is clearly an issue of humanitarian concern. You understand? It's amazing, the likes of Edem, and I mean, I'm on 3 platforms where over the last couple of weeks people were donating relief items to some of these communities. Nobody's talking about accountability of the institutions involved also. You understand? I think some of these things where, people will say is an act of God because you can't stop the rain. But usually when you're planning a dam, and especially where it tends to affect communities, you should have contingencies in place. Our disaster relief organization, NADMO, obviously are ill prepared. They are not positioned
Yeah.
to do anything, to help salvage the situation. And it's crazy. 9 districts, at least 9 districts. So there's a possibility of more. It's very heartbreaking, and it's painful to see that a lot of people are beginning to politicize this issue also, especially on social media.
That's what we're not doing best in this
It's
country.
unbelievable, and it's an issue of life and death.
Yeah. Let me pick your
Anyway.
thoughts, Kwesi Waten. What do you make of it? What can we do to salvage the situation?
Well, I think immediately, I don't know, but I'm looking forward to more awareness on the situation, because I think I followed it. Then at about 3 days ago, I went on social media to go and actually research and see what's happening. So I went on YouTube. I went to look at the dam, the situation, and how they opened it, and it was moving into town. And I saw a comment that I think the CEO of the Volta River Authority, VRA, made that is actually threatening the dam. And if the dam breaks, they were discussing the height of the dam. And if the dam breaks between the Volta and the Tema area, it's like the situation threatens to submerge like the whole community. So I was actually looking into it, and I felt like, no, I mean, serious awareness must come on that. I'm happy that Edem is actually from the place, and so as he came and was talking about it, even as I've seen it on social media, I've not felt it as I've listened to him describe the situation. And so I'm looking for more awareness. I think yesterday I saw Action Chapel, Archbishop Duncan Williams made a donation. I saw the Speaker of Parliament make a donation. And so I'm looking forward, and I'm asking, like, immediately, these are people whose lives has stopped. Like I looked over the Mepe community, and the whole community has become a river with roofings. You see roofings, and I mean, it's a serious situation.
Wow.
Yes.
Joy 99.7 FM. Also right here with us in the studio is our uncle, Uncle Ken Addy, host of Jazz on Joy and then Ken's Music Mix. Uncle Ken.
Kwame.
Welcome.
Mama no sugura. Alena usubang bitisa.
This antramo de.
Ankaya tram. Sentina me complain.
Welcome to the show again, once again. So we have our big brother here, Edem, Go Get Him, and he just came from the Volta region to make some donations to the victims of the dam spillage, and he just painted a picture to us how things are going on there. Do you have anything to say to that, the whole situation, and what we can do to help save the people there?
Listen, I mean, Edem has done his bit, and congratulations to him, because sometimes when you gain status, and in gaining status, you are proud to be a descendant from a particular area, like Edem has always been. He's always professed his love for the region where he comes from. He talks for the region. I mean, he makes songs in their dialect, So when something like this happens, his widow's mite is, good enough for his people. I just think that this is a very serious matter in these times, and anything anybody can do to help,
I agree,
is welcome.
Sure. I agree.
Sure.
Is welcome.
I agree.
And there should be nothing outside that focus. Take away all other conversations around the place. At this particular moment in time, they need help. And anything anybody can do to help is welcome.
Awesome. Joy 99.7 FM. If you have any question for our man, go get him, Edem. Kindly send them to 055-1111-997. Edem, so at what point did you add Go Get Him to your name? Is it part of your name, or is it just a...
No, from my debut album. from my debut album, I've always used it as a phrase. It's what keeps me going in my lowest times to remind me of you have to be driven by yourself.
Go get them.
Yeah, you have to be driven by yourself because the entire world can give up on you, but if you don't give up on yourself, you're good. And so that is a constant reminder that you have to always be driven to achieve. And then along the way, the team decided that we should add it to the Edem so that it can alienate the other name that we dropped and people are still calling. Yes. And so it will be better to say Edem, go get him, and then begin to push it brand wise so that now somebody says Edem, then you say which Edem, and then the person says go get him.
So now the Go Get Him is part of the name, the stage name.
Yeah, it's part of the stage name. It's just very difficult to transition in the digital space.
Yes.
When you make name changes, and so it's a Wizkid Big Wiz situation right now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because yes.
Sorry for interrupting. Yes. I want to ask Edem why the change in name.
From the Aigbe to the Edem, Edem Go Get Him.
Because me, I like the Aigbe.
I think there's a history to that.
There's a little history to that where the name is derogatory, according to all my senior citizens from the region. And they called me and then they told me the history of the name. And I thought, representing the culture, it would be good that I represent it in a positive light.
Well, what's the meaning, though, for those of us who don't know?
The meaning of Aigbe is actually Aigbe, which means Ni Ayi has refused. And in history, it's a story where an Ewe king went into exile with a Ga king. And when he was sent, they sent people to go and bring him back from exile for punishment or execution. King Ni Ayi refused to let his Ewe brother be taken away. Egbe, which means he has refused. So when they went, they were actually referencing the Ga king refusing, and people started using that point in history to say those Aigbe people. And so it will not be right to be recounting that time and moment. And so when they told me about it, I'm like, let me drop it for proper representation.
Wow.
But I think Edem has done a good job with
yes.
it because
when
I saw him, Go Get Them came to my head, like
Go Get Him.
Yeah.
And Edem came. They've managed to delete the
Aigbe is gone.
It's gone.
Yeah, it's gone.
So bye.
It's gone. Aigbe has been taken away by the dam.
Go Get Him. Joe 99.7 FM. Edem, do you remember the song? Why?
It reminds me of a point in time in my life, and it was also my entry on Hammer's compilation.
Okay.
But why it makes me stress is that it was only that compilation that didn't see bright commercial success. And so Execution Diary was all over the place. I Believe I Can Fly, Or Your Nonsense, all the songs. Sounds of Our Time by Hammerhead, Kiss the Bride, Okra and Everybody. Then when we did Crusade of the Lost Files, and we were all hoping this is going to send us into superstardom, it didn't happen. So here you are stuck between a rock and a hard place where people know your song, but nothing in your pocket. So you come to Hash Hash, and sometimes you have to walk from Papaya to Sakumono.
Wow.
You know, and people still know you regardless. So you are midway suffering, and you are midway. Yeah.
Interesting. So this song was in 2006?
It was in 2006. Once I came out of senior high, I straight up was with Hammer. So 2003, 2004, 2005, I was with him. Then 2006, he was doing the compilation. But between that, I was juggling radio school and going to him. And one of the time I got stuck in Rabodev was when I missed the train for the Sounds of Our Time compilation. So I came back into camp and then caught the uncommercial compilation that didn't gain a lot of traction.
Interesting. So which song actually brought you to the fore, gave you the visibility?
The high visibility song.
Yeah.
Stage 1.
Yeah.
You Dey Craze.
Okay.
Stage 1 was You Dey Craze, and it was quite exciting because we used it to open a concert for John Legend.
Yeah.
At the Independence Square in 2007. 2008. That time, yes, 2008. That time, the horns, the trumpets of the song were not even on the beat, right? Hammer played it after my performance. Hammer was like, no, I think there's something missing on this beat. And then we officially released it in 2009. But before the official release, it leaked in that same 2008 because we had shot the video with Stip. And Stip had a front desk assistant called Afi, who loved the song so much, she took the video, went to Cape Coast Poly, and then leaked it.
Whoa.
So we were getting radio, still editing video, and started getting calls that, we've seen your video, it's really nice. And then the video took a turn, came to DQ of Rhythms back in the day, and DQ was like, what song is this? You know, I think I want to put it out. So he played it on Rhythms, and I wake up one morning in my small corner somewhere in Nungwa, and I see 70 missed calls.
Yeah.
On my infrared Sony Ericsson. I'll never forget. From schoolmates who had abandoned me because they think say the day uni now. You know, and the rest is history.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So how many Yes. I'm okay.
Enjoying this conversation so much that I need certain answers to certain things that Edem had just said. He said that Hammer, after first recording the song, later wanted to add horns to the beat.
Yeah.
What I really want to know was, did Hammer add live horns to the beat, or did he program the horns?
He programmed.
That's my problem.
You have a problem with that?
Yes.
Why?
Why do you program horns?
Uncle, I'll tell you.
Why can't you program horns?
Are played by musicians. Horns are played by musicians. The trumpet, the trombone, the saxophone, they're all played by musicians. And when you refuse to give them gigs, how do they survive?
Kofi, you are an audio engineer.
Yeah, so let me say
Don't
my
you program-
I don't say.
I think we all like and love live instruments because the entire Volta Regime album, the guitars were by Akable. But cost is actually the factor that makes us run away from. Because
That's
if the trombone takes 500, trumpet takes 500, guitar 500,
saxophone
500, that's $200, right? Times 15 songs on an album. You know,
I see.
And then you also have to look at other things on the album, and you feel that promotion is more important, even though it is not actually more important. The product is more important, but because of resources, you will lean towards the synthetic and let it go.
but my question though is, why can't we program musical instruments, Kofi?
Well, I think just like Edem pointed out, we do that for two main reasons. Budgetary constraints, of course.
Kofi, speak up.
Uncle Ken.
I can't hear you.
I think for two main reasons in these parts. The first would have to do with a lack of funding. Okay, when you're working on a shoestring budget, it's hard for you to pay people, professionals, to get the job done right. The second thing is, I guess, the way we have been socialized into thinking that programmed parts, are best left for the final take. In different parts of the world, even for popular music, you would usually have people program string parts, basically to serve as a reference to bring in session players later. Okay. So I think it's a bit of there's a cultural aspect to it. Even though we have been a people that prioritized live musicians, musicians who played instruments live and so on and so forth. I know Hama personally, and there's something about Hama a lot of people do not know. Hama is obsessed with music for film, like film scores. So you'd realize that he has this very dark, guttural, sometimes nearly ethereal quality to some of his anthemic songs, and that's that part of his brain working. And I think maybe it was just maybe a lack of access to certain people who could contribute their bits. But I know he's used quite a few.
Yeah, Fat.
May he rest in peace. Yesterday I was just going through an old hard drive, and I saw a video of him recording the saxophone for an album that I was producing a couple of years ago. Yeah, just last night. May he rest in peace.
Johnny Fingers.
Johnny Fingers, So I think we need to add that bit of artistry to our music to actually let it mature, even for the popular music, because you listen to music coming from different parts of Africa, it sounds really rich, because of that added, the live aspect,
Kwesi, I know for the gospel musicians, you are used to doing live films.
Yes.
Because does it cost you too? Does it cost that much to do that?
A lot of money.
God said, let there be live.
And there was live.
Yes, light is live. It costs a lot of money. For me, it's traditional to play live.
Yeah.
For most non-gospel music, it's expected that it's programmed. But for gospel, it's powerful live. Exactly. And so from God Bless Me is live. I Win is almost all my songs are live produced. And it's expensive.
Wow.
It's not easy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Still here with a man. Go get him. Edem, go get him. With Uncle Ken is also here right here. Kofi Beats Menace. We have Kwesi Orton as well. And we are having a conversation on the music industry. It's a round table conversation. So let me go straight again to you, Edem, go get him. How many albums do you have so far to your credit?
I have Auto Regime. I have Mass Production.
Yeah.
I have
Books and
Rhymes. I have Mood Swings.
So 4.
Mood
Mood Swings. But you have some EPs as well.
I have a lot of singles in between all of this. So Mood Swings was an EP.
Okay.
It was an EP. Yeah.
Okay. But growing up, what kind of music did you listen to? Your music influences when you were growing up?
I grew up partly in Accra, Newtown. Shout out to all my Apegama people, everybody around Pehe, all the way to Silence Hotel, around the Makaranta, who has been picking alumi with me so we can buy Lamborghini. Shouts to you guys. I grew up in Accra, Newtown, when my father was in law school, and we lived in a compound house that had 13 chamber and halls in Accra, Newtown. Very intimate space. And everybody had their form of music. Like, there was a man who was 2 doors away from us who only loved country music. And there's this man I'll never forget, always had this punk, we call him Brata. In Accra, Newtown, has this sound system that has all these green lights that go according to the rhythm of the beat.
Yeah.
And he plays a lot of high life. Like, he made that Lumba song, Teresa, because when I see the light, it blows my mind, late in the evening. And so Uncle Prosper, who is my uncle, likes everything culture and Bob Marley. And so I was just around all this without knowing that I was subliminally absorbing it.
Yeah.
And then my sister was in Cropon Secondary School, and she will bring Club 95 the cassette home, which will have Shaggy, TLC, and a varieties, Beanie Man and everybody. So I just grew on all forms of music, and that's probably the reason
you do.
I find myself
from hip hop to reggae.
Straight, and I find myself doing all this. So I think Accra Newtown played a role in that. And then when I go to my mother in the region, and we go to the village, and then I also have access to Bobobo, Kinka, Akpese, Agbaja, Sogo, all the forms of music that we have in the region. And then I also saw the synergy, and then I just married the two and tried to create. So one of the examples of a Kinka song, which Magnum and I decided to do an EDM Afrobeat with it, is Kwene. So he has an EDM base of bang, 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 like a techno kind of, but the drums, he's trying to swing it to Afrobeat. But
so it's a fusion
of
Kinka.
But Kinka is K, that kind of pattern, or Nyejilo, which is something that a lot of the Bobobo groups up north in the Volta region do when they are playing Bobobo, and the women have their handkerchiefs, and the drummer is playing the drum. All of a sudden, you hear the drum language say bang 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 bang, and it means Nyejilo, Nyekpe, and the women have a dance they do with it. So I'm like, why don't I make it urban? So I lift it, bring it.
I was just about asking if you have ever explored the rhythms, the many rhythms in your region. I didn't know this song Kwene actually has Kinka in it. Edem, go get him. And he says this is a fusion of Kinka music from the Volta region.
Yeah, like Heba.
Okay.
Heba is what the fisher folks in Keta and along the coast all the way to Aflao, they say every time we used to be on the beach.
Wow.
You know, when they are dragging the night, they go, Ahoje, Heba, Ahoje, when they are pulling their net, you know.
Interesting.
So sometimes it comes into the music without me knowing the influence, and then later I sit back and go back in time and realize that no, the connect is where I got it from. Or I would sit with my professor friends at School of Performing Arts and they are talking to me, and they are like sort of like tearing the song apart and showing you elements that are connected to your root and who you are.
Wow, that's great. Edem, go get him right here. You can send in your messages right now, 055-1111-997. If you have any question, any contribution to the discussion, you can send in your thoughts here, 055-1111-997. Showbiz A to Z. My name is Kwame Dadzie, show produced by Philip Nye, Anita Tay. Crispy K is on social media, and it's brought to you by MTN Everywhere You Go, Superstar Multi-Food Drink. Now, still on Edem, go get him. You are with a song called We Don't Really Care.
No, we don't care.
No, are you telling boys out there not to care about people, to forget about people, not to take advice? What are you trying to say?
I mean, boys, please take advice, but take advice from people who really know you. Because people who don't know you give you advice based on their perception of you, which is quite an important thing to have. So make sure you take advice from people who know your personality, who understand your journey, they will really give you very objective advice. Unless, of course, it is professional advice where the person has acquired a skill. But if it's personal advice, they should know you. I'm saying, for example, you smoke, right? And so, because you smoke so heavily,
not
and
me,
you
though.
are also
Not me personally.
no, not you.
Somebody.
Generally,
Okay.
Generally.
I like what you just did. You know what you did. It's experience that will do that, because the person who is listening is using their imagination. Yeah, so the the imagination says that you smoke 2 rows a day.
He didn't say just smoke. He said heavily.
Yeah. So let's say.
But if you don't smoke, I
So let's
Say
say.
heavily.
but someone won't smoke.
Who say then there?
Indian found.
You, Sanating.
So let's say you, the listener listening right now, you smoke heavily, and you cannot remove your mouth because you are only listening, and then you are also depressed, right? And then you are shabby. A friend who knows you are depressed will treat you and advise you differently from somebody who doesn't know you are depressed when you do certain things. And so the person who doesn't know you are depressed will advise you based on their perception. They think, oh, it's because he smokes, that is why he's doing so and so. And so I feel that you should take personal advice from people who truly love you and know you. It comes from a very true place, especially in a time where people's advice sometimes is also a way to manipulate you into doing what they think you should do. You know, but we don't really care is the kind of energy I have at this point in my life. You don't have to care about opinion, because the person who is even telling you that opinion doesn't care about what you do actually. All of us here, none of us wake up in the morning and the first thing we think about is the next person. We wake up and the first thing we think about is probably our bills, how we advance ourselves. But it will blow your mind that somebody actually thinks that Kwame Dadzie thinks about them every day, which is not true. He might even pass by you and not see you, and you will think that, oh, he has seen me and he hasn't created. So that's the kind of energy and space I am in my life, and I feel I should give that energy to everybody.
So you don't really care about me, eh?
No, I care about people, but I don't care about opinions now.
Okay.
I care about facts because they are scientifically proven. You know, so if it's an opinion, we'll let it ride. I don't bother myself. If it's not going to be something that will help us exchange value, I don't really care. And I also don't really care because no matter what life throws at you, you are not an isolated case, my guy. It happened to everybody. Pop champagne and move on. Don't. A certain level of we don't really care will take you away from depression and give you mental sanity where things will come at you and you say, you know what? It happens. I don't care. At the Go Club tonight, I'm going to be excited and celebrate other wins and not focus on the trivial things that can drive me into a dark place.
But a certain amount of I don't really care can also make you go broke, right? Because in the song you say, oh, if we go party finish with the money finish, then we go house.
No, that's a typical boys setting. And so at every level of your life that we don't really care will apply to you. In your 20s, we no care. We no care. Or when you are 18 and you are going to all the school fun fairs, you go blow the money, you no care because you go take from your puppy in there. When you start pay bill, you go see say maybe I for buy lesser bottles or I for not go to the club every time. You know, so don't take it literally and just apply it with use wisdom. Apply wisdom basically.
Guys, get your champagnes because we don't really care. They don't believe me. Even my producer doesn't believe. He doesn't believe that I do, man. he doesn't know. Oh, they don't know.
Guitar.
Edem, go get him. But you were talking about you not caring to take people's girlfriends.
No, that's on a, when
Mega will.
No, when I created the song in the studio, different people had their versions.
Oh, okay.
People were saying, why don't you change it to this? Why don't you make it this? Why don't you say we don't really care, we take your girl?
You should have used that one.
No.
But do we really care to
because the truth is that nobody be anybody in girl.
Are you sure about that?
The girl be independent, he go fit decide what he want to do. How you they talk say if your girl?
No, except if you marry him. If you marry him, they be your own.
No, if you marry himself, he have a mind of his own. He have a mind of his own.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, Jada Pinkett have a mind of his own.
Oh, not that woman, I beg. That woman, I beg. Kofi, what do you make of the song?
It's really nice. I like the fact that
do you really care?
Well, I haven't been
there's
one
nobody here who doesn't care than Kofi. If people don't know Kofi.
Today, Edem was small.
No, listen to his name, Beat Menace. A menace.
Hearing him talk about the music, was very interesting because Ghanaian society is very much structured under a system of omenyesi because you think about other people's perceptions, and we are very much we are socialized to move or to think with a pack mentality in groups. It's so I mean, like in the entertainment space, for instance, it's nearly impossible for somebody to criticize another artist without tearing another artist down in the same breath because that's the way we've been socialized. So it's nearly as if you play an Edem song. I was like, nah, Charlie, this song no really the jam for me. And then your takeaway is, oh, Kofi doesn't like Edem. You understand? We have sometimes our takes are somewhat simplistic. So it's for personally, I don't care. I'm just one of those people, but I do care deeply about certain things, and I believe it's an attribute of many creative people. We can be really passionate, sometimes to a fault, about certain issues. You know what I mean? It's a lovely song. I really, really love Kuvi. I know him personally. He's a very good friend of mine.
Kuvi did a beat.
Groovy.
Yeah,
Groovy.
Groovy. Oh, no, I had Kuvi. Sorry.
No, Groovy is another...
Yeah.
No.
Sorry.
Groovy.
When you said groovy, I
said
groovy. My bad. Groovy. That's a
groovy.
lovely production. Groovy. You would usually classify music like this today under what we popularly call Afro beats.
With an S.
Yes, with an S. This is just a can of worms you don't want to get into. you know me. I mean, we've had this conversation time and again.
Yeah.
Right? But there's something about the instrumentation. You hear the undeniable high life influence in there, and even the clave rhythm is in there. And I like the fact that he did not use a bell. Groovy, Charlie, shout out to you. I think sometimes we are a little too strict when it comes to certain things, that we get so close-minded. We don't want to experiment with expressing certain undeniable attributes in fresh and new ways. So the clave rhythm was very much expressed by the drum pattern itself. Where it wasn't just a drum pattern and then you had a clave rhythm on top of it. And it's so you see that you realize that it just it feels really it has a feeling of ease, and I guess it contextualizes the lyrics as well.
No, a big thank you to Groovy and then also Mix Master Gazi for mixing and mastering the record. And one time we're in the studio playing a record, and if you can play it, and somebody sang a Ghanaian song over it, and I was blown. If you can play the record, just start the song.
Okay.
So when the studio mixing, touching the song, and we don't really kick him, and I'm just saying it to to buttress what Mene said, I will like.
Yeah.
I can hear the song.
You can hear?
No.
Okay.
When it starts. So it starts and the person goes like one, and the person goes like.
Me and my boys on a sunny day. You go see with the ball cause the money day. Money finish, we go Sunday.
And I was blown, because Groovy brought the beat from another world, and I created from another realm. And so, just to buttress what Kofi is saying,
it has, it has an undeniable high life DNA.
Okay.
But it's just expressed in a way that a lot of people may not immediately identify. You understand?
You need to feel it.
Yeah, yes. I mean, in a lot of what we call Afrobeats today, what would have probably been the role that the horns would take, you'd usually have people doing vocal melodies or scatting, sort of fill that gap. So it's just basically trying to reorient, what you would peg as belonging to a specific group of instruments or their role in a composition, and sort of applying something else to that.
Wow, great submission there, Kofi Beat Menace. Uncle Ken.
Kwame.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Very, very, very nice, catchy tune.
thank you.
Yeah, very nice, catchy tune. But I want to ask Edem
Please do.
one or two questions. Edem, under the new name Go Get Em, how many songs have you released?
I've released Mood Swings. That has 6 songs. I've released.
Mood Swings was an EP or an album?
An EP.
An EP.
6 songs.
Okay.
After that, I've released Pundit. I've released One Love. I've released Mashari. I've released Ayumad. I've released Dromo. I've released the releases.
Okay, plenty.
Yes.
Reason I asked that was have all your, but from what you've just said, it answers my question.
Okay.
Because I was going to ask you whether all your releases and the Go Get Them have been in English.
No.
When you mentioned Dromo and others, then I sat back. I said, oh no, I might not be right. Because this particular one that we just heard is solely in English. Okay? And I want to know why you are going on that path and doing English songs.
We have a couple of those songs as well.
Okay, so Uncle, I think it's more of ability than going somewhere.
Okay.
For people
as for the ability, I don't have a problem with the ability.
So for people who
I hold my hands up.
So for people who are close to me, they have seen it early. Hammer saw it early and then was like, Hammer thought I was a rapper. Then him and I will be on the road to a show, and I know every Bob Marley song. I know every culture song. Then he goes like, usually rappers cannot sing this songs. So do you just love it? I'm like, no, I can do reggae. He says, do something, let me see. I go to Ephraim, I do a reggae song, I come to him, he's like, you know what? We can do a bigger, more conscious one. Let's go to Red Eye. And that was how we did get to our Red Eye.
Okay.
Then him and I will be traveling, and I know every Beanie Man lyrics. I know every Shampoo. He's like, do you have Jamaican influence in your music? I'm like, yeah. He says, go out and do a dancehall song. I'm like, I do Go Harder, or I do Power. And so sometimes I wish people were in my element. When I hear the beat, it is just what comes first.
That goes.
Yeah, I don't know how to explain.
That's a true
it.
artist.
I might hear the beat and then I'm hearing ever melodies in my head, and immediately it just goes. I'll hear another beat and I just feel like it has to be pidgin.
Okay.
I don't know how to explain it.
I get it. I think it's brilliant, Kwame. You know, I like what he does.
Yeah.
I like what he represents. You know, and I came across an interview that you had with Metro TV that has all of a sudden got people talking. And you mentioned about people who are known as gatekeepers in the industry, and what you think of them, and what they're contributing to the music industry. I don't know if a lot of people got you wrong, with what you were trying to say, because from what I have seen and read, it's like a lot of people are saying you are against people who classify themselves as gatekeepers.
Okay, so when the answer I gave to the gatekeeper conversation was in a lot of layers. Tier 1, I said one of the challenges of gatekeepers in the industry is the challenge is that they don't appreciate true art, and so they don't advance it. And so you notice that if Jay-Z is doing the Super Bowl and he becomes a gatekeeper of the Super Bowl, he will foster the interest of Dr. Dre, Mary J. Blige, Usher, and people. But our gatekeepers, quote unquote, are not true artists, and so their interest is not in the advancement of the industry. That is tier 1. 2, the gatekeepers are very socially driven, so they are more sensitive to sort of like rebels. But if we are to be value driven, where a gatekeeper knows that what we are doing is a business and we are going to exchange value and it's going to make money for all of us, then he won't be sensitive for me to say, you know what, I don't think I like you, and then he decides that I'm going to cut your windpipe. Then tier 3, I said the gatekeeper stuff is real because I've been in conversations that gatekeepers in Ghana didn't know I was a part of, and I was in the US. And I've seen a gatekeeper flag down an artist in Ghana and myself for his favorite, because I was in a WhatsApp group with the US line and the conversation was going on. And I've seen this gatekeeper budget $5,000 for Ghana DJs, but make somebody tell me who has been paid $5,000 to DJ a show before. And I further cited an example that one of the people who was shot down in that conversation that I am privy to, when Shatter's name came up, the gatekeeper said, you know what, they wanted to do a stadium show. He said he cannot fill the stadium. He can fill the stadium, but he will fill it at $1.50, so don't book him for the show.
Okay.
And then when my name came up, the same gatekeeper said there is an alternative to Edem because he's only big among the Ewe community. And so I spoke about what I think, and then I buttressed it with one practical experience that I've had with a gatekeeper. And of course, I also said that I get screenshots. Only say I no go share.
But you go share to me.
No.
I'm not go share. I'm not go tell anybody.
No.
Kwame Dadzie, you see, say you don't give him Hennessy, save this.
Kwame, I'm sorry I diverted the conversation.
Don't worry, we are on course. Don't worry about that.
With this question.
We are on course.
Yeah.
It's very important. Yes. So, who is this gatekeeper?
No, I can mention names, and I'll tell you why. I'm a very practical person.
Is the person a media person?
You can narrow any.
Is a person in government, as in any institution?
I won't narrow it down to options.
Everywhere. Any person that sits in any conversation in the interest of anybody is a gatekeeper. Okay,
I'm talking about the particular gatekeeper.
Yeah, I don't think
the person is in the music industry. The person is in the space. The person is in the event space. And I'm not mincing words. I was a part of the early conversation. March, I was at the Grammys. I was in Washington when the person's name came up.
Wow.
I said, oh no, this person you guys can work with. Months down the line, I saw myself in real time being taken down.
Wow.
Yeah, being taken down in a conversation for somebody who is in their interest.
Because see, have you experienced anything of a sort in this industry?
Too many.
Many?
Yes, of course. I came into gospel music from a space that was not popular. All right, contemporary gospel music was underground music. It was annual concerts at National Theatre Conference Center. I emerged as a face of a generation.
You're on billboards too.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. It wasn't just music that did it for me. It was videos and conversation. I came to deal with mental strongholds that was holding that community back. And so I became an enemy.
To who?
Of the industry.
That's it, I think.
Which
I
people in
released
the
albums.
industry?
No, that's it, I think.
Ask yourself, when was the last time I was nominated for any major
That's it.
award
This
in
is
Ghana.
an interesting
Why? Tell me
conversation.
why.
I don't care.
No, that's
I don't
another
really
scientific
care though.
example.
Hang on.
I don't really care.
You see, let me say this real quick.
Yeah.
We have, if you're really in tune with the global music business, you'll be shocked at the positions some Ghanaians actually occupy around the
No
world.
joke.
Crazy.
I know joke thing, you know.
Wow.
Now there's a buffer between that system and our ecosystem,
Okay.
and it's because I hate to say this because I but the fact is a lot of people who are positioned to make a lot of decisions in our space do not qualify to be there to begin with.
They don't.
Many of them don't.
Many
They
people
they didn't get there by merit. Okay, take as much time as you need to let this sink in. So when you have certain people on a certain level who want to interface with certain people in our space, and they interact with them, after a while they disengage because your credibility is on the line. So the few that actually get to be in such positions fall within, the scope of what Edem is also saying. It's another reason why music that think about this for a second. Go to the 60s, go to the 50s, go to the 70s. Apart from Osajifu's regime, right?
Yeah.
Where you had artists who really made it and were known globally to a certain degree. Even though CBSAs and things, they all had to leave Ghana to make a name for themselves. Ask why that is.
Why?
But everybody comes to Ghana to tap from here. In fact, as we speak, there's a prominent musician in town here.
Who?
PJ Morton. He has a
Yeah.
show tonight.
Tonight?
Yeah,
Where?
I was from the sound check.
You were there?
Yeah, that's where I was from
And
before I
Kofi,
got
this
here.
is quite interesting because one of the statements PJ made was, if any gatekeeper thinks that they can hold Afrobeat, they are fighting a loose cause, which is similar to artists. And sometimes when we say gatekeeping, sometimes it's not tangible people, it's ideologies also, and mindset and concepts. Because
Exactly.
when a group of I was listening to somebody on radio who said, I'm advising you, the young artist, if you want your song to last, don't promote it on TikTok, it will die fast. It's not true. TikTok is a medium. When did a medium become the reason why music dies fast? Or I am a little boy from Aflao, or I grew up in Accra, Town, Sakomono, and I hear people on radio say, it will be difficult for a Ghanaian to win a Grammy. What do you think my mind is doing to me? Up until I stepped in the Grammy, while I'm with Ken Franklin, while I'm in a rooftop with other artists, these people made it impossible in my mind. That is gatekeeping, very psychological gatekeeping. And so it's in a lot of fibers and layers that when you say it, people get touchy.
So even in the individuals.
Yes.
People
People get
having access on radio,
Yeah.
speaking consistently on radio,
Yeah.
sitting on TV, this whole pandit situation. I mean, these are people that they are speaking because they want people to believe that what they're saying is true. And so you're controlling a narrative. That narrative must be brought many times beyond what you even believe to be real. Sometimes people want what they believe to be real and accept it. Sometimes, but you must accept it and be humble that what you believe, there are higher thoughts and higher realms to it. And so if you realize our music is locked inside a certain idea that appeals only Ghanaians.
But benefits people outside of
Outside.
the same community.
Outside.
You
But
see-
Beat
So
Menace,
okay.
who elects gatekeepers? Gatekeepers are not elected.
Are they even elected?
They are not elected. So who makes them gatekeepers?
Uncle, I think gatekeepers are not elected. But in this life, we always have tribes. And we have tribes that are formed from people who have same beliefs, people who find themselves in work settings, people who think that they have a certain mandate, which is a position of authority. And
Who gives them that mandate?
No, Uncle, I mean, right now.
Self-imposed mandates?
Yes, Uncle.
But are they not gatekeepers by the work they do in the industry, by their activities? Are they not gatekeepers by that?
Access to revenue, access to contacts, and the sort of authority and respect they wield in the space.
Yeah.
Even there's an aspect of, I hate the word gatekeeping because I even feel is a little restricting, and some of it is also self-inflicted. I'll give you a classic example. You need to understand that what we do is a global business.
Okay.
Yes.
Right?
Okay.
So if you record guitar, I mean, Kwame, you and I have had this conversation time and again. We have even lost the art of understanding how to record guitars properly. But we are people who always argue that, high life is our music.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
The primary Western instrument, the high life music was expressed with,
This is the guitar.
is the guitar. So how can you compete globally?
Why
So
are we recording guitars improperly?
Well, it's the know-how, the lack of it. So for us to even assume we want to have certain things, I mean, Edem, you have been to certain spaces right now, and you can tell on authority. I know what I'm talking about. We had Global Citizen last year.
Yeah.
I had a conversation with 5 friends of mine. I made a list of certain things that will be done, certain things they will see, and what's him? The day came, and exactly things work a certain way for a reason.
Okay.
Music is art, but it is also business, and it is also science. The art of recording, the art of mixing, the art of mastering is a science. You can't use Takashi and just learn them. It be physics. You need to understand frequency. So if your neighbors are doing a better job than you are, and they have to compete internationally, you don't stand a chance.
Exactly.
Okay, so there are elements to it. We have challenges on the business side. We have challenges on the business side. We are going to talk about IP. We'll get into that. So there's a bit of funding, there's a bit of law and understanding IP, copyrights, intellectual property, so on and so forth. And then there's also the technical part of it. We are stuck in the creative side. And even with the creative side, I think we are doing a terrible job at it. And it's interesting, my brother is from the Volta region.
Yeah.
Because a number of Ghanaian local languages have a very rich tapestry of sound. Okay?
Yeah.
So if you have 7 keys or 7 notes on the keyboard, you'd have quite about 95% of all of the popular music we are doing right now that do not explore the full range of those 7 keys.
Okay.
The person where they try safe, they express 5.
Okay.
So there's a sameness, there's a very formulaic, predictable approach to melodies. Last week we were talking, and I think I made a point, I can't remember what it was, and you agreed with it, where these are things that are problematic. Because you have people coming from other traditions where they're deeply rooted and connected to that sound, and they find ways of expressing it in fresh, in new ways to make it globally appealing. Uncle Ken was even talking about, I think it was Loco Akanza.
Yeah.
Last week. Yeah, last
2 weeks
time.
ago.
You understand? These are things we need to explore. The Ewe language and all its dialects is very, very rich melodically.
Sure.
And I am yet to hear an Ewe musician tap into that indigenous richness, but package it for today. Look at an artist like Ashake. Okay?
But don't we have the Chief Ones and Edems and Maweta, Israel Maweta doing that?
Kwame, what about the gospel group?
I feel
the Bethel
Revival
Choir.
I feel we need to. I think we need to tap into that rich history and make it a lot more accessible.
Okay.
I have done a lot of work like in the last 15 years. I don't know if Edem, I believe I mentioned it on the group we are on. That in the last 15 years I've been, recording and documenting a lot of rhythms, for instance. Okay. And among the Ewe, the larger form speaking groups of people from Ghana through to the coast of Angola, I've recorded more than 150 unique drum patterns.
Really?
Yes, we've not tapped into even 3 of them.
150?
Yes. So the whole concept of globalization is a bit of a slippery slope for me because we have a lot of art forms that are nearly totally extinct. even the know-how, right? My favorite percussionist, for instance, plays a set of drums that I think his grandparents either carved themselves or bought.
Okay.
It was made probably 2 generations before me. It's the richest sounding drum I've ever heard.
What's the name of the?
This is called Oko Amatefio. His parents were the ones who started Ulomwe.
Okay.
And a couple of years ago, I got the rare opportunity of recording a gentleman who used to play for the Asante. And he told me that historically, even the skins of certain drums were not cowhide or from sheep. It was wildcats. Because you have thinner skin and you have more resonance. So you have richer sound. But a lot of us don't know these things. So in the absence of this, what are we doing to improve and preserve our culture, to move it forward? You understand? I remember working with a group of hip-hop, a lot of these younger artists a couple of years ago. I think it was even with Kuvi. I was having a conversation. At the time, trap was a big thing. And say, in trap music, you eliminate the bass, the synth or the bass itself, and then you actually pitch shift a low-tuned kick drum to replace the role of a bass. That's what trap is. But if you think about it, it's not a unique concept in our culture.
Okay.
That's what the dono drum does. You're varying the pitch. You see, so I think I'm a big advocate for music education.
All right.
Because, you see, we need to start finding new ways of expressing ideas that are unique to us. And we need to also realize that in as much as it is very cool and popular today to do what is popular, it means you're not showcasing what is unique about you.
Okay. Joy 99.7 FM Showbiz A to Z. We're having a discussion on the music industry. And we're asking, are we our own enemies of progress? Edem just mentioned some stakeholders or gatekeepers try to bring down other people in the industry. And Kwesi Otin also.
If we ask people right now, we open a live conversation and we ask people to mention top 5 Ghanaian artists from decades ago who are really top notch when it comes to either highlight for something. I can bet you Ebo Taylor's name will not come up.
No.
I was at the Grammy Museum with Swiss Beats, and this is his favorite artist in the world. I was having open conversations with Swiss Beats. This is his favorite artist in the world.
He's touring in Australia now as we speak.
He has even sampled his songs in The Godfather of Harlem, the movie, the series by Forrest Whitaker. So I left the conversation thinking to myself, sometimes we are our own enemy because whilst people are here with their abilities, whilst Kwame Dadzie is here with their ability, we like to compare him to somebody who is external that makes us feel good. Oh, Kwame is okay, but the other guy I know on so and so in BBC he can never be on his level because people have not traveled, they haven't been exposed. So when they see your genes, they think the same genes somebody works in America is better than yours. And so sometimes it psychologically forces a creative to say, you know what? Let me not sail against the wind. Let me sail with the wind. And that could also...
Edem, you are perfectly right. Because you're talking about Ebotela.
Yeah.
Now, those of us who know Ebotela from inception to where he is now, are we on social media?
No.
You are.
I am not.
You are on Facebook. I see you there.
You see who?
He doesn't care.
Thank you.
I see him on social media.
He doesn't care.
Edem is right.
Sometimes
I don't care.
we chat on social media.
I've never chatted on social media.
And you're on TikTok too.
I'm not on TikTok. Hey, Kwame. I don't even know what TikTok is. Kwame, how can I be on TikTok?
I'm lying about TikTok.
Social media.
On Facebook.
TikTok is a gum.
I am on Facebook, but I only go on Facebook to observe and read other people's comments.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
And I'm saying that, you see, Ebotela, the people who really know Ebotela, do not advance his cause on social media for the youngsters to get to know him. So you cannot blame the youngsters for not knowing Uncle Botela. Uncle Botela himself.
But I think generally,
what does he do?
Just a second. You see, I want to double back on something you just said. You see, I mentioned education, right? A lack of it. But we also have a poor culture of preserving history. A couple of days ago, I put up a series of reels on my IG, and it just blew up. Our National Archives, right? The people handling it don't even wear gloves. Ghana's entire history that has survived so far, we've lost a lot of it. They don't even wear gloves. A lot of the paper has disintegrated, or they are being eaten by paper mites.
Yeah.
Mites.
Yeah.
Right? The better preserved, not mice, mites.
Mites.
Oh, okay, mites.
Like termites. The mites.
The better preserved of all of that is encased in glass, are the photos and the paraphernalia of our colonial governors. Okay? Now, the issue with Uncle Botela and many others. Edem, who's your favorite reggae artist?
Bob Marley.
Bob Marley. Do you know 3 Ghanaians used to play his horns?
No.
Yes.
Wow.
George Lee, Eddie Kwanzaa, and something Vanderpoy. They would usually abbreviate them as GEP horns. Do you know the number of Ghanaian musicians who have advanced global music and have been advancing music globally that the average Ghanaian is totally unaware of? It is sad. Oh, too many. I can mention like 30 right now in a heartbeat.
Mention some for us.
George Lanyo Lee, Eddie Kwanzaa, Rebop Kwekuba. Of course, we have those CBSA guys. So Solamafio, Teddy Osei, the usual suspects. Ebo Taylor, Mustafa Adi, the late Guy Warren, Kofi Ganaba, then Chow.
Okay.
You understand? But we know nothing about them. And many of these guys eventually have to leave to self-actualize because we do not have a system that nurtures creativity and growth. Uncle Botela is somebody I know very well. He's a family friend. In 2015, he had a concert in Japan that sold out. People actually had to pitch tents to get a glimpse of the man. In Japan. During lockdown, Kelly Rowland has a song, Black Magic. It's off her K album. I did some admin stuff behind it. That sampled Ebo Taylor. Another prominent actress and singer, Caitlin Nicole. She was on a highly rated TV show, HBO, that chronicled the life and the works of the late Don Cornelius of Soul Train. The title of the series is American Soul. Okay. She also has a track called Liar Liar that interpolates samples and interpolates Ebo Taylor's Odo Nchiribiara. I also did some work behind that. It's uncountable. The Pussycat Dolls were dominating the global pop charts in 2005. They have one of their Billboard charting singles was a song, I Don't Need a Man. It sampled the late CK Man's Asafu Beson. I can go on and on. So until, as a society, we get serious and intentional about certain things, we'll still have these.
Is the word.
We'll keep having these conversations.
Yeah.
The things I know, I had to find out when I was asking questions and didn't have answers to.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
So I've tried to create a system that, because I'm positioned in such a way that a lot of people come to me to get certain things done, and I've come to a point where it's my duty. I know it's my duty to sort of fill that gap that doesn't exist. You understand? As I speak to you, I'm working on an experimental project that is trying to reintroduce music education in the basic school curriculum, but bridging it together with technology. You understand?
Wonderful.
None of the Ghanaian authorities were interested.
Wow.
New York University is interested now.
Wow.
But what does this say about us as a people? Now, we are going to advance the conversation, and we are going to see how this actually tightly connects to the next segment.
Great. So Joy 99.7 FM, Showbiz A to Z. Let me go to Kwesi Oten and ask him. Is it true that we are our own enemies of progress?
Yes, of course. I mean, like listening to everyone speak. Yesterday, I was having a conversation with a person in America. This person is part of a group that are doing major gospel concerts around the world. You know, the likes of global, but they are Ghanaians. And people are telling them to launch their product in Ghana for Ghanaians to know that they are Ghanaians. They don't want to launch. And they complain about how we think, you know. And they don't want to, like, they want to maintain that idea that people think they are Americans or they are a global.
Because when people think they're Americans, they buy into it more.
Yeah. And all that, for those of us that know them, we're like, oh, launch so that you can do stuff here. They don't want anybody to feel like, because there's a certain thinking that our brother was talking about culture. Part of our culture is that if we let that whole gatekeeping situation be owned by some people, it's going to be like this for a long time. I think that everyone must be a gatekeeper that promotes, you know, like you meet our brothers Nigerians or our brothers and sisters in Nigeria.
Brilliant.
When they enter your friend is a pub, they'll bring you their CD to play for them. They want to listen to this song.
So I'm walking through the hallway.
Yeah.
The Grammy hallway.
Yeah.
Going. And then there's Cody, Kanye's video guy.
Okay.
And then he's talking to another guy about how he really needs to go on the continent and do more. And there's a high-profile Nigerian who immediately said, don't go to Ghana, come to Nigeria.
Wow.
I can bet you that in the same conversation, if the tables were turned, a Ghanaian won't say that and drag him to this side of the conversation.
Is it lack of confidence in ourselves?
I think it's lack of awareness. He keeps mentioning that education. We must educate ourselves such that we lift one another up. No emotions, no groupings. These are my fans and all this type of
awareness is being nice. People hate people's growth in this space.
Yes.
People are pained by people's progress. They say they know Kofi Bit Menace from school. So today, if he's rolling with Jay-Z, he's still the Kofi Bit Menace. Allow people to ride in glory and respect them for what they've worked so hard.
Sort of.
Yes.
You see, there's a reason why, even culturally, we have certain phrases like Konongo Kaya and its implications. You understand? Other people will see somebody who knows better, who is situated to do better, and will want to work with them.
Yeah.
I believe we have slowly developed or built a culture where when you see somebody who knows better, has the capacity of doing better, you fight against them because you see them as a threat. And that's not a smart way of doing things. Because if you think about it, in Ghana, we're the first to attain independence in sub-Saharan South Africa. We created, thanks to Osajifo, certain systems that helped nurture the initial crop of African leaders that went to do the same in their countries. They all trained in Ghana. They were students of the Nkrumah Ideological Institute. Where's Ghana now? A couple of years ago, Accra was the darkest continent in sub-Saharan Africa. Because when they play in the land nighttime, the lights you go see in other African countries, be so day. So our claim to fame is we are always the first to do things, but we don't know how to preserve it. As we speak, we don't even have a national airline. We are fighting over Nigerian jollof and Ghana jollof. We know they produce rice like that.
Interesting.
You understand?
Yeah.
You go to school, they'll tell you what? Don't speak vernacular.
Yeah.
You walk into a room, see an Indian, see a Jamaican, see a Nigerian. They exude so much confidence. They want to make you feel or be one of them. So for a long time, you realize that in our pop space, all the top artists that have dominated sounded anything but Ghanaian. Are they lie?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, Joe 99.7 FM. You can also bring in your thoughts here. 05511119997. Let me ask you, Edem, go get him. And let me ask you this question. So elsewhere in the world, we have people specializing in various fields. So you have in the creative industry, you have people doing IT, marketing, law, and so when people are working, they have some specialty. Why don't we have a lot of that in this industry of ours?
I think I will leave this question for Kofi. No, it's true.
Let me start from you. I'll come back to him.
Because I might be tempted to take jobs at.
Don't feel free. Feel free. You want to go to the pundits?
I think that over here, every arrangement is very social.
Yeah.
So somebody leans towards, I know this guy who comes to my office and sweeps so much, so I want him to be my assistant. Elsewhere, it's because the person has the ability to be an assistant, right? And I'm saying it is more social here, and so everything is help, support. What I realize moving around a lot is that because it's a capitalist state in the US, if two artists meet, you are just thinking about how we are going to exchange value and make money. Somebody's not going to say, Charlie, hold me down, do a verse for me. And then later when you need them for a concert, they forget about it. And then they don't show up. And then you harbor a certain level of disdain.
Yeah.
And so I feel we should all rise to the level where we only exchange value.
Yeah.
And everything will stop. If you need me for something, let's exchange value for it. It shouldn't be about you are helping me or I'm helping you, or I'm being, this man, I've been so nice to him, but he never played my music. What's the meaning of that? What's the meaning of I've been so nice to him? He's been sending me for 1 year now, but he never gave me a job. No, he's been sending you for 1 year, but he needs an accountant.
Exactly.
And you are not an accountant. And so people just want to help people. People don't want to exchange value. And we stay at the same place just talking and spinning and spinning. And that is not to say there are not some brilliant people in the space.
Yeah.
There are some really brilliant people in the space who are changing narratives, who are sharing the right information, who are trying to help the growth. But it has to be something unilateral for us to advance. And if all parts of the ecosystem are not aligned, I don't think we'll experience that growth. Yeah.
And I'm happy you are saying this, because even with the artists and their PR teams and all that, sometimes a PR executive from an artist camp sends you a press release or a story and you can't read it.
Wow.
Poorly written.
Wow. Please use AI, bro.
I know the work Nanaya Radio is doing for you.
Yes.
Fantastic guy.
Yes,
but
amazing guy.
There are others who are doing poor job.
Yeah.
Even with PR.
Wow.
And they call themselves publicists, and they are always writing stuff on social media, sending stories. And you ask yourself if these artists really understand the job.
No, Dadzie, I think it's quite crazy, because if you and I get on Facebook today, and we decide to insult Kwesi Oteng and Bit Menace for 2 weeks, we would get more engagements, right? And Facebook won't register it as an insult. It will register it as an algorithm. And so
engagement.
We will be in the front of conversation. Then Nanaya, who is writing some prim and proper stuff, right? So I think that we are just in a space where people like to leverage and take advantage, because there is no clear roadmap and no requirement for things that have to be done. You walk into the Grammy, you know the requirements you need to be onboarded as a nominee. If you are able to meet those requirements, nobody cares if you are 2 years old, 5 years old. Once you meet the requirements, you'll be onboarded. Over here, if somebody is not happy with you in a certain year, they will take you off an award scheme. So these are two different conversations, and I encourage every artist and everybody who is a dreamer to think global, take on personal challenges and begin to see the world from all the angles, because it really helps to give you perspective and help you rise above the mindset that is setting us back.
Let me go to question.
Edem, how can this, in quotes, somebody take you off an award scheme?
Oh,
That's one person.
It's the easiest thing that's going on.
I'm intrigued.
Well, we are all intrigued.
I am very intrigued.
It's the easiest thing. Backstage.
Because I don't know too much. I don't know too much about somebody.
Doesn't really happen. Don't you think these are just assumptions?
They are not
Oh,
assumptions.
no. See, I think we
And
should
I'll tell you why.
Okay.
There was a year where an award scheme said I should come and do a free performance so that I'll win.
Which one?
Hey,
VGMA?
So I'll win an award. And also alongside that, they will shoot a video for me. I said no. And another artist won the award. And the video was
VGMA?
shot for the artist.
I'm curious though.
VGMA?
Oh, I don't think that he's mentioned.
Has he mentioned any?
Not mentioned any.
No, there is only.
It's not the only
there are
award.
just about two
There are several awards.
There are not two awards.
There are several.
There's Base Awards, that's no more. There's Outside Music Awards. There's Ghana
several
Music
awards.
Awards. There's Central Region Awards. There's
So
Volta
which
Creative Awards.
which artist won the award in your stead?
That is not my part to use my platform.
Listen, let me tell you something. Let me tell you, 2013 or 2012, one of it.
Yes,
I
share
had-
with us your encounter.
I had this matter is, it will be too much.
do not need to
No, let's just leave it. It's okay. It's okay. We don't really care.
We don't really care. But you care now. Kwesi,
Yes.
Nadia, you care.
No, I've given up on them. I've given up on.
Was it Base Awards?
No. No, don't worry. I've given up on.
VGMA?
I've given up on
No, but
on our system of doing things.
Kwesi, the system.
I've
Let me
just let
cite an
it go.
example, right?
Yes.
Do you think that Weyala
Yeah.
can win Songwriter of the Year at VGMA?
She can.
She cannot, because nobody
can.
on the board understands her language.
Oh no, I don't think so.
It's true.
Kofi is a board member. Kofi was a board member for last 2 years.
There was one time
Yeah.
that a board member of VGMA called me to ask me what an Ewe artist was saying in a song. He used to work at Joy FM. What's the name of my brother?
Nia Itego.
Nia Itego called me to ask me, because they were in a meeting.
But that's research. They were researching.
They were in a meeting.
He was researching.
And I'm saying that
Yeah.
appreciating art,
Yeah.
sometimes you also need understanding,
Exactly.
right?
Yeah.
And I can say a proverb in Ewe that you can never explain to somebody in English,
Right.
the essence of it. And so if the board, he decides to sing, and the closest example I can give is radio wanting to ban my song Etutu.
Which radio
Because
station?
of the
was that?
word.
Yeah, they don't want to play it.
Which one? Which radio?
Radio didn't want to play it, even including Joy FM as we sit here. I had to come and do an interview
Right.
for it to be played. This is not your language. But you see, the mindset of the people on radio, because they think that it is gone, they move straight and draw a conclusion. Imagine the number of conclusions that are drawn that you don't have a voice to explain at the table. That's what I'm trying to say. Imagine you don't have a voice, or you don't have a chance to explain what your situation is.
You don't have a gatekeeper.
But to say that means maybe you don't even believe that the VGMA board has the people with the expertise.
No, I'm not saying that.
to
I
tell
cannot
which
discredit-
song qualifies for
No, I cannot
songwriter of the year.
discredit VGMA, but I'm saying that there are some practical realities
Okay.
that recently, when they nominated Burna Boy for the Grammys,
Yeah.
and a certain unknown group won, people went off. Who are these people? We don't know them. That is because they have requirements. But you notice that over here, the awards are popularity
Popularity.
driven.
Yeah.
And that is not a basis to reward art. That is not a basis to reward creativity. But of course, because it is a commercial award, you also have to do commercial things.
So you think creativity should be awarded by,
critical acclaim?
Yes.
Well, I think people will argue, to the contrary. I believe
Sometimes the popularity of
somebody said, without sunshine, how would you appreciate rain? I believe everything is about balance. You understand what I mean? But I get the point he's making, primarily because it's nearly as if people do not necessarily get to certain spaces in our society
you want more examples?
based on merit.
Oh, yes.
Menace.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting at home.
Yeah.
I released Volta Regime, the album.
Yeah.
Right.
There's a panel discussing awards. I had 8 nominations.
Okay.
Right? There's Billy Ocean, there's Manche, and I think Hubert or somebody on Metro TV.
Okay.
They play the album, they play another artist's album. They're like, this guy, his album, Manche was like, I've been in the studio with him, he's so talented. Billy Ocean said, I know they understand how he go win plenty awards. Right?
Was it referring to your
He was
album?
referring to my debut album. Now, what do you think a consumer is receiving into their mind? That's just a very simple, everyday example. Of course, I didn't care because
Let me give an example.
You never cared.
no,
Let me give an
But
example.
Kofi, before you come in, don't you think this is somebody's appreciation of your artwork? People appreciate artworks differently. Somebody may be interested in the artwork because they understand the lyrical content. Another person maybe just the melody and all that. So this is an individual's appreciation of your artwork. Is he not entitled to appreciate your artwork the way he wants?
no. People are entitled to appreciate artworks the way they want, but of course, mindset also plays a very important role.
Yeah.
That is the reason why if you take any Ghanaian artist to Mexico today, they are not stars. Because they will be walking in the street and nobody will say, I think I know you. So our business is very strong on perception.
Okay.
And so when people send certain signals to consumers, it shapes the mind of the consumer. There was a point in time when everybody was doing a song on Corona. That was because at that point in time, that was the conversation that was in the space the most. So I'm saying conversations do shape people's mindset, and so we all should be guarded in making sure that we are having conversations that would advance growth of the industry, the ecosystem, all the various arms of the business, because it comes back to feed us. And at the end of the day, everybody's in the space because it starts as a passion and you want to make money out of it and you want to be able to sustain.
Yeah, but Edem, why are we like crabs in a bucket in this country, always wanting to drag each other down? Because like you just said, we should be advancing the course of conversations that make people get better and advance things. But we in this place, we behave like crabs.
Uncle Kenya, Uncle Kenya, opening a can of worms. So my personal opinion, and I stand to be corrected, is I think we are people with a lot of unresolved trauma, really. Because I think it takes a lot of trauma for you to see somebody who looks and acts just like you and to consider them a threat. So I think we have a very dark past, we have a very dark history. It's another reason I am big on archiving and documentation. Okay. Because even personally, I've learned a lot of things about our very dear Ghana that is not what you were taught or what you know or knew it to be. And that can have dire consequences, on the psyche. And by virtue of that, how you also react or behave. Now, if you go to our newly opened National Museum, for instance.
Yeah.
I don't know how many of you have been.
Have you been there?
I haven't been there yet.
Well, it's...
Kofi, have you been there?
Oh, Uncle Ken.
Have you been there?
He has been.
No, he premised his statement.
He's making a point. So
If you go, yes.
Maybe after making his point, you understand.
You see, Ghana is a nation of many tribes. You see, and I find it personally very disheartening when you have a national museum on Ghana people's land and you don't even have Ghana symbols on it. You understand? They always have their symbols. People from the north have their symbols. The Dinkra symbols are associated with the Bono and the Asantes. You understand? They tried to integrate. We are very tribalist people. You see, we don't like speaking about some of these things.
This matter, Edem will talk some.
No, I'm not. I have zero fears when I'm talking about it.
I know your stance on this one.
No, because if it was about tribes, help would have come to my region faster than.
I agree.
That's the truth. Help would have come to my region. All the corporate institutions, they run to Kumasi faster than they come to the region. That's just the truth.
Edem.
It is the truth.
I've seen things happen.
It is the truth. There can be a business angle to it. I have asked TV3 Mentor before, why don't you do auditions in my region? Has Stars of the Future gone to my region to do auditions?
Remove it zone by zone.
Yes, and they box them together. But there are some places they go specifically and do Greater Accra.
Edem,
but there can be business angles to it. Am I right? There can be business angles. Yeah. Like I was in a boardroom where I was told that because they don't drive sales in a certain market, they don't want to go there. So that's why I'm saying that I can say that, but there can be business decisions that influence why they don't do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Edem,
okay.
There's a message I've just received.
Please, okay, let's get to that before we go on a
somebody that I greatly admire.
Okay.
Once upon a time used to be with us here at Joy FM.
Okay.
As a COO.
Oh, okay.
That's Mr. Ken Ashigbe.
Okay.
Yay.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now Ken says, Uncle Ken, please tell Edem that he is also dragging others down. There's too much lamentations around. Yes, there are challenges, but there are some lights around. If we keep just focusing on the negatives, we would never be able to pull ourselves up.
Okay, that's Ken Ashigbe there. All right, thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Please, we are answering questions we've been asked. If they ask us positive questions on other things, we will say.
All right, thank you so much. Joy 99.7 FM, Showbiz A to Z, and we're taking a look at the music industry here in Ghana. We have in the studio Edem, go get them.
And the catchphase is, are we our own enemies?
Are we our own enemies? Yes or no?
I think that
if we are not, we could have just said, oh no.
Yeah,
we are our own angels, maybe.
I think that we are in a particular season that we might take seriously.
Okay.
It's a season of not sweeping things under the bed as if it's not there.
Not behaving like
there will be a season that we will not be talking like this, but I think that this moment is a season that we must have this conversation so that there will be corrections in the industry. The whole community must realize. See, I was in Nigeria the day Ghana played Uruguay. I couldn't get a place to watch it, not even DSTV.
You mean the World Cup?
The second one.
Yeah.
Okay.
The one they missed the penalty.
Yeah.
Okay.
I couldn't get a place to watch it. Not even on DSTV. It wasn't showing it. They were watching Portugal and South Korea. If it was Ghana, we'll be watching Nigeria and Uruguay. All right. There's a system that advances national talents. All right. And it's a system that promotes what it has, which is not here. It promotes what it has, what we have as Ghanaians. Do you understand? Collectively pushing it and promoting it, and everyone being a gatekeeper and making sure that it goes where it has to go. That is not happening here. It is happening elsewhere, and we are seeing the fruits globally. And it's becoming a situation that is so serious that whether you like it or not, it is coming at you. When you go on social media, you go on TV, that is what you see.
Kwame, this conversation can go on and on.
Yes.
I'm stateside. I meet somebody of very high interest. The person says, I'm doing something with your country. The person flies into Ghana. We meet at Marriott Hotel. We have a meeting. He says, well, you know what? I'll bring you to stateside for us to have a performance. We are doing an event. And I'm keeping names out of it, out of respect, because people also have their views and they might have reasons why they do things. Right? So up until we all interface, when we can challenge the truth, I will say it this way. And then when the conversation came back to Ghana, because my team in the US called the person and said, the time is almost up. The person said, oh, we've relinquished the power of what has to be done to the Ghanaians, and so have a conversation with them. This group of people said, oh, what we are going to do is going to create a platform for the artists, so he should find his way there. Now, this American, when I met him at Marriott, said, no, I mean, we should be doing something that has a minimum budget of $15,000, right? Now, look at the precedents the Ghanaians have set. Do you think he himself as an American, the next time he wants to engage a Ghanaian, he will want to offer money? No. And this happened less than 2 months ago.
Yeah.
Wow.
Kwame.
Wow.
But
Okay.
before you go.
Yeah, look for a break. We'll be back.
Oh.
We'll be back. Joy 99.7 FM Showbiz A to Z. It's getting interesting right here. And when we come back, do you know some people elsewhere in the world are using IP, intellectual property, as collateral for loans from banks?
Of course they can.
Do you know?
And yeah,
We'll be right
Of
back.
course they can.
Everywhere you turn, there's a mother, a father, a sister, or a brother who has been affected by breast cancer.
No one is immune to breast cancer, neither old nor young, rich or poor, weak or strong.
Hope is the bridge that connects cancer and recovery. Don't give up your courage to fight.
Fighting breast cancer takes everyone. One team, one dream. Let's find a cure.
It's real. It's not a myth. 1 in 8 women and 1 in 1,000 men who develop breast cancer at some point in their lives.
Get screened. Early detection saves lives. Check often and encourage those you love to do same.
Knowing it exists isn't enough. Get informed. Pass it on.
Exercise is also beneficial to breast cancer survivors.
Pink is stronger than you think. Join the hashtag Pink October. This October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month on Joy FM. Join us on the Cosmopolitan Mix for Pink October. I am Doreen Nando.
Gripping conversations, business opportunities, and inspiring life stories in the engine room. We have it all. Tune in to Springboard, your virtual university with Reverend Albert Okran, this Sunday at 7 p.m. on Joy 99.7 FM, Facebook, and YouTube. Catch the repeat telecast on Joy Prime every Saturday at 9 a.m. Sponsors: Enterprise Group, MTN Pulse, UMB Bank, and Central University. Media partners: Joy FM, Joy Prime, and Graphic Business. Springboard. Your personal value will shoot up.
Here's when we turn around. Here's where we turn around.
Anniversary. I can't believe it's been 125 years already.
Edem Presbyterian Senior High School is a prestigious school in the Sundaman district of the Eastern Region.
Established in 1897, the school has served the nation under several capacities as an institution. This year, the school is celebrating its 125th anniversary on Saturday, 28th October 2023 at 9 o'clock a.m.
The venue for the Grand Deba is the forecourt of the school's administration block.
Speaking on the theme, promoting quality education through discipline for tomorrow's generation, is Reverend Professor Joseph Osafwedu.
The special guest of honor to grace the occasion is Odeneho Kwafo Akoto III, the Oman Hene of Akono traditional area.
Other invited guests include His Excellency Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, Vice President of the Republic of Ghana,
Honorable Dr. Ya Osei Edichu, Minister of Education, Honorable Thomas Ampenyako, MP for Asojaman constituency,
Right Reverend Professor Joseph Odruya Buamante, the moderator of the Presbyterian Church of Ghana, and many more dignitaries.
The days preceding the Grand Deba will be filled with activities such as inter-house football gala, float, awards presentation, and many more.
All students, stakeholders, and well-wishers are cordially invited.
Upon the mountain, we are fresh to be seen.
This is my fight song. Take back my life. Ever wondered about the magic behind your favorite apps? How about the marvels of artificial intelligence? I know many have been left curious, if not puzzled, about the systems that run the world. Save your wandering minds, because Geek Squad has got you covered. On the all-new Geek Squad with me, Perpetual Adubia Brichu, we will translate the techno bubble into engaging and relatable conversations. It will be an arena for both tech wits and digital newbies. Join us this and every Tuesday from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. as we speak to industry insiders, break down complex concepts, and share the latest trends that are shaping up our digital future. Geek Squad isn't just a show, it's your platform to becoming the tech guru you never knew you could be. Geek Squad will trigger the geek in you. This is my fight song. Take back my life song. Prove I'm alright song.
Hey, Ma, the way you're always getting alerts these days, I won't be surprised to hear that you have gotten a Momo for Business account by my next visitor.
Oh, I'm already on Momo for Business. Oh.
Since when?
Since. Now it's easy to apply for a merchant SIM. All you need is a registered MTN number, your business certificate, your Ghana card, and you are good to go.
Sir,
you think you are the only one who knows what's up, eh? Look, I just dialed *5051#, selected register and the region I was requesting the SIM from, and waited for my SMS with my reference number. You can even go online at momomerchantapplication.mtn.com.gh and complete the details for an even better experience.
Hey, Grandma Momo.
Sign up for Momo for Business the easy and simple way. Just visit momomerchantapplication.mtn.com.gh or dial *5051# and follow the prompts and be on your way to owning a Momo business account today for free. MTN.
There's going to come a time that the church will rise as the highest of all the mountains, and saviors will be raised in the church to deal with the world system. And let it be now. We need to have a national focus. We don't have to lose this ambition, or else we work against the Great Commission.
They are equipped in righteousness, the agenda to possess the nations. Welcome to an equipping center of the word and prayer on Pentecost Hour. Pentecost Hour comes to you on Joy 99.7 FM, 1:30 p.m. every Sunday.
Gripping conversations, business opportunities, and inspiring life stories in the engine room. We have it all. Tune in to Springboard, your virtual university with Reverend Albert Okran, this Sunday at 7 p.m. on Joy 99.7 FM, Facebook, and YouTube. Catch the repeat telecast on Joy Prime every Saturday at 9 a.m. Sponsors: Enterprise Group, MTN Pulse, UMB Bank, and Central University. Media partners: Joy FM, Joy Prime, and Graphic Business. Springboard. Your personal value will shoot up.
Here's where we turn around.
1, 2, give it a dance. Let's go, say.
Hello, with everybody for you. I did your shake bellow. But it's
Your favorite TV game show, Step Up, is back with another amazing season. This time, we are stepping up with Syntax Tank. Step Up with Syntax Tank will see contestants answer questions of their choice and win over 6,000 Ghana Cedis cash prize weekly and other products from our sponsors. This season, viewers at home should watch out for the Syntax Tank question of the week. Be the first to answer correctly via WhatsApp or send SMS to 050-833-8888 and win incredible prizes. The person who answers most of the weekly questions correctly and fastest gets a 65-inch Samsung TV at the end of the season. Step Up with Syntax Tank, showing on Joy Prime every Sunday, 7:30 p.m. Sponsored by Bell Eyes, MTN Momo, Angel Cola. Powered by Syntax Tank. Joy Prime, your ultimate experience.
Introducing Pick 4 from Game Park Games, the easiest lottery to play and win. Pick 4 numbers from 0 to 9 up to 3 times a day to become one of our daily winners. More moolah, more power. Play online at www.gameparkgames.com or dial *946# to play. Game Park Games is regulated by the National Lottery Authority, not for persons under 18. Play responsibly. Pick 4 from Game Park Games. More moolah, more power.
Still on Showbiz A to Z on Joy 99.7 FM. Earlier on, we're having some great conversation on the music industry. Edem, go get him right here. Uncle Ken Adi, Kofi Beats Menace, and Kwesi Orton. In the meantime, it's October sales at Furniture City. Yes, crazy deals await you at Furniture City. So pick any item and enjoy from 25% to 40% discounts on selected items. Items ranging from furniture, dining sets, sofas, decor sets, carpets, curtains. Yes, it's a crazy deal only at Furniture City, your home of quality furniture and the largest furniture shop in Ghana. So hurry, rush now to Furniture City for all your kinds of furniture and enjoy up to 40% discounted price. Locate them at number 77 Spintex Road, 200 meters from the Flower Pot Runabout on the Spintex Road, opposite City Ceramica. Now log on to Facebook, and their Facebook account is Furniture City Ghana, or their website www.furniturecitygana.com. Call them on 0244-213-333 or 0540-314-948. Furniture City, your home of quality furniture. The eagerly anticipated Pick One game has arrived with a bang, so choose your favorite number from 1 to 36. Stake and get ready for the excitement as we unveil the lucky number. Prepare yourself to unleash even more moolah by staking from 1 Ghana cedis to 350 Ghana cedis and win 26 times your stake on the amazing Pick One game by Game Park. Play by dialing *946# on all networks or via our website, or download the Game Park app on www.gameparkgames.com. Watch our live draws on our Doom TV at 9 a.m., 12 noon, and 6 p.m. daily. Game Park, more moolah, more power. And this game is regulated by the National Lottery Authority, not for persons under 18. Also remember to play responsibly. Now your favorite TV game show, Step Up, is back with an electrifying new season on Joy Prime, proudly brought to you by Syntax Tank. So let us step up with Syntax Tank. Prepare for an exhilarating journey as contestants battle it out every week by answering trivia questions for a chance to pocket cash prizes ranging from 400 Ghana cedis all the way up to a staggering weekly win exceeding 6,000 Ghana cedis. And along with a treasure trove of fantastic products from our esteemed sponsors. But that's not all. This season, as a viewer, keep your eyes peeled for the thrilling Syntax Tank question of the week. Be the first to correctly answer via WhatsApp or SMS or to the number 050-833-8888, and you could snag a remarkable prizes graciously provided by our sponsors. And here's the ultimate incentive. The viewer who consistently and swiftly answers the most questions correctly throughout the season will walk away with a magnificent 65-inch Samsung television. Step Up with Syntax Tank promises to be an unparalleled television experience, promising excitement, entertainment, and incredible rewards. So join us this and every Sunday, 7:30 p.m. as we embark on this unforgettable journey, proudly sponsored by Bell Eyes, MTN Momo, Angel Cola, powered by Syntax Tank. Joy Prime, the ultimate experience. Joy 99.7 FM. Still on Joy. Still on Joy 99.7 FM. And Pentecost Hour is here tomorrow. It's a religious broadcast program sponsored by the Church of Pentecost. It comes your way with the chairman of the Church of Pentecost, Apostle Eric Nyameche, on Joy 99.7 FM at 1:30 p.m. every Sunday. So tune in to Sunday on Joy 99.7 FM as Apostle Eric Nyameche brings you life transforming truth that nourishes the soul, ignites passion, and restores hope in the nations. The Church of Pentecost, we are possessing the nation for the Lord. Showbiz A to Z on Joy 99.7 FM. And yeah, we're talking about the music industry. Some people think that we are our own enemies of progress. Yeah, things we are not doing right. What can we do to get better? We keep talking about this, and it's important because we need to move forward as an industry. We have in the studio Edem, go get him. And he is an artist, an A-list artist doing so well. In this industry, we have Uncle Ken Adi, who is a broadcaster with us here at Joy 99.7 FM. And then Kofi Beats Menace is an audio engineer, and a creative entrepreneur as well. And then Kwesi Oten is a gospel musician and a pastor. So we have sort of a balanced, great minds here for the discussion here on Joy 99.7 FM. Let me go to Edem, go get him. So before we even say goodbye to you, right here in the studio, what is that one thing that you think that we can do as an industry to bring a lot of our problems to a halt, or to give these problems a solution, whether by government intervention or by individual, collective, how do you call it, efforts? What are these things, or what is that one thing you think we can do to help bring us to speed with what we want to achieve in the industry?
I mean specifically monetary and practical value, and apply all the professional things that has to be done when you do business. Let's exchange real value, nothing along the lines of come and do it for me, or we did together. All those phrases is not really going to help. So let's exchange value, and I mean business value, because once you begin to exchange value, I feel it eliminates competition and then fosters collaboration. But when you collaborate and only one person thrives at the expense of another, that is when maybe competition will be created. So let's exchange value in everything we do in the business.
Awesome. Edem, go get him there. And he's out with a new song called We Don't Really Care. But we do care. But we do care about this industry. So we would always talk about things we need to do to make the industry better. Do you want to say anything to Edem before he leaves us?
Yes, Kwame. You remember I wanted to say something before you went on the break.
Yes, Uncle King.
But I don't know what to say.
Kawasam, you. Sanitating. Kawasam.
I wanted to ask Edem what he thinks about entities that are supposed to seek the welfare of musicians. And when I talk about entities that are supposed to seek the welfare of musicians, I'm referring to Musica and Gamro in particular.
Okay, so before you go,
I think Gamro is bogus, personally. I don't care what anybody thinks, but I think that we are in an era where there are solutions for royalty collection everywhere in the world. So the government should be looking in those directions. And if you think you don't have the patience, join ASCAP, join CSAC, don't wait. Because you are going to have to leave a legacy for your kids. And the Bible says a good father leaves legacies and properties for his child. And so whilst we are working on Gamro, the world is in a new era of technology. Nobody can be making excuses of we find it difficult to track or to find out. And then if there's any media mafia who is also sitting on top of things so that they don't pay royalties for music being played, I know it doesn't work in Ghana. We are all Christians, but God never touches in our
we
leaders
are not all
your
Christians,
heart. But
though.
may God touch your heart. And to my Muslim brothers, may Allah touch your heart.
But you didn't talk about music.
Kwame,
he mentioned Gamro. You didn't talk about music.
No, I talked about music. No, he mentioned.
He mentioned only Gamro.
I mean, I think that for music, if it doesn't become an institution that is run by people who have the know-how, but we think that by default, if you're a musician, you should run it, that might help. We should run it entirely as a business and a private entity that is expected to generate revenue. So nobody comes home with a loss and still goes back to the government to replenish their wallet for running activities the following year. I think if it's run as a business, that requires people living up to requirements and meeting KPIs, they will be able to maybe deliver.
Yeah, Kwame, talking about music.
Yes.
I want to know if you are aware that there is a new musical union of Ghana.
Yes, I was told yesterday.
You were told yesterday. And
no. Another union.
Another union altogether. And it is spearheaded by no other person than the lady
Deborah Freeman.
Deborah Freeman, who was contesting. Do you remember when we held?
She pulled out last minute.
She pulled out of the contest,
the presidential
and now she has brought about a new musicians union of Ghana. Have you heard about that?
No, I haven't. But with the little understanding I have, and I'll cite an example. King Henry VIII was the king in England who wanted to marry a second wife. And he knew that the Catholic Church would not endorse that. And that's how he started the Church of England.
A different church.
A different church. That's how the Church of England came about. Anybody can read. Right? The Church of England. So he found a solution to a challenge that the Catholic Church was presenting. What I'm saying is that we should allow for associations and allow for competition, but we should have the same standards by which they all operate, and then it will be good.
Okay. Are you okay with that?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay. Joy 99.7 FM. Before you go,
association again?
New Musicians Union of Ghana.
You really know it. You've been following them, eh?
Are they giving loans?
I have. In actually, I have a dossier on them.
You do.
I have an actual dossier on them.
Kofi, have you heard?
I did. Yeah.
Kofi, you heard? You are not a member.
No.
You are not on their platform.
No,
he's not.
Okay.
Somebody actually.
Me, I have names of people on their platform.
On Alliance.
That's how come.
Okay. Okay. Let's talk about other things. So, a few months ago, I think Robert Clark was here and he spoke about before Edem, before you go, any last words for your fans before you take a leave of us?
Most importantly, thank you to everybody who has helped me on my journey. I don't believe that I am a self-made person. People have assisted me all through life, so I can't mention all the names, so I'm grateful. I'm still seeking for support for my people in the Volta region.
Great.
We need it. If you have a friend, adopt them and support them. It doesn't have to be always community-based. You can take one individual and give them a mattress or send some item to them or send them some money directly just to contribute. And so thank you to the fans for riding with me. Thank you for streaming. We don't really care. Tonight I'll see you in the city with the pop.
Yeah. With the pop champagne.
Nice one, Edem.
We don't really care. And just when we're talking about the new musicians union, somebody sent me their logo.
Information.
Edem free available. He says membership benefits include but not limited to exchange programs.
Yes.
Performance insurance schemes, welfare schemes, collective bargaining
Avoid
and negotiation,
anything with schemes in it.
journal benefits, networking opportunities, travel insurance schemes, pension schemes, legal advice. Yay.
Kwame, serious.
Interesting. Okay, so we allow for all
yeah.
Chabri ni do a ebehu.
Yeah.
Sanitating. John 99.7 FM. Let's talk about intellectual property and how some people are using their IPs as collateral for loans from banks. Can we do that here in Ghana anytime soon? Bit Menace.
Nope. I don't think we can, because I think we are still yet to get to fully understand or grasp the implications of what IP is or what it covers. So much so that when it comes to music and music business, for instance, I feel even our copyright laws need to be updated. They passed, the new art and industry bill, but we are yet to see the LI. But even the current Copyright Act that we use, I mean, if you need to interface with like publishers, for instance, our laws are not fit for purpose. Yes, to interface on that level. And then secondly, you see, IP is such that you need laws and the enforcement of those laws, okay, through regulators to be able to properly monetize it. Now, you need to understand that for somebody to give you a loan, they need a certain level of confidence that you can pay back. So this is impossible if we don't fix the royalty system, for instance. Because as it stands, until we have a properly implemented system by which revenue is recorded, collated, and valued, you can't really tell the worth of somebody's music, even if it is financially viable. I think even having this conversation about monetization of IP is leapfrogging, because the very infrastructure and things that you require to create the IP to begin with is still not fully supported in our system. So I'm one of the people who always, I'm very vocal about the fact that I do not think we have a creative industry.
We don't?
I don't think so, personally. Because, where do I even start? I have friends who have sophisticated cameras, okay, that they literally slave their lives away to be able to afford, to be able to produce work of a certain quality.
Yeah.
I've done the same. Our insurance companies don't even know how to properly even cover equipment like that. And you're jumping and talking about IP. My studio equipment, I went to a number of insurance companies. They didn't even know how to properly value and give me like proper insurance cover. That is a problem.
How do we deal with it?
Now, when you want to define an industry, there's production, okay? There's distribution and supply, okay? There's finance. So, I mean, if you don't have all these areas, working seamlessly, like a properly greased cogwheel, then I don't think you have an industry. We have a semblance of an industry, but I do not think it's an industry.
Wow.
Because a lot of people cannot live off their creations in our part of the world. You understand what I'm saying? And you think about it from this perspective. How many of our fashion designers can compete just by sewing that dress, whether it's the Kaba and slits you're going to sell on the Oxford Street, or you're stocking high fashion houses across the world and on Oxford Street and airport residential area, what have you? It's nearly impossible. We know that. That's why a lot of successful creative people primarily make their bread from other areas, not solely doing creative stuff. Yeah. It's fact. It's an open secret. You understand what I'm saying? So I would really find it really extremely difficult to accept the fact that somebody calls it, an industry. No, I don't think it is. But we call it what? Arts and tourism, right?
Yes, tourism, arts and culture.
Tourism, arts and culture.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. How would you define culture?
A way of life.
Culture is the way of life of the people.
Basically,
right?
Yeah.
So if you were to break it down into various elements, what would you? What are some of the things you'd peg culture as?
Our food, our music.
Good. How much of the food your average Ghanaian consumes is manufactured locally?
Plenty.
Actually, not.
Fechiridichi, gobe,
wache, banku,
fufu,
kako.
We eat a lot of our
kako
own
and Kobe is majority imported from Ivory Coast. Did you know that?
Oh, then I said now.
Kako and Kobe.
Yes, a majority of our food production areas.
How much of that is consumed by Ghanaians?
Oh, you see them coming by 80-foot containers. So I'm pretty sure Ghanaians consume a lot of it. Yes. Yes. Oh, no, I've seen it. No, but Uncle Ken, no, come on. I mean, look at the with food item, Ghanaians they chop past rice. Majority of the rice we have is not locally produced. That's facts. Okay,
because
now,
we can't locally produce
well,
the amounts that we need.
There's a documentary you have to see. There is a kind of worms I don't want to go into because it will divert from the conversation. But it's I think that market and that business is actually much more treacherous than oil and gas. Yes. Sugar, rice, and oil. We don't want to have that conversation here.
No. Let's not go into that.
So my thing is.
Yeah, let's not go into that.
No, Uncle Ken. My thing is. A lot of the stuff we consume are imported. A lot of it, a majority of it, because all the food manufacturing areas in Ghana, like the villages where they grow the crops and stuff, a majority of them barely have accessible roads. Okay.
Yeah.
And that's just for food. If we venture into fashion there, you know the issue with the kente motif, the kente pattern, right? So it's a multifaceted thing. Then there's the issue of what do you call it, film, and cinematographers. Wow. I don't think we have a creative industry. Wow. No, I don't think.
Let me go to Kwesi. Do we have a creative industry?
We have something that makes us happy.
Kwesi.
How do you have? You see, let's admit, because internationally, competitively, we are knocked out.
Are we not making any gains, any progress at all?
See, I wanted to say, I wish I would say yes, but I'm not satisfied. I'm not satisfied because, and usually I wouldn't want to mention names, but like check performances, international performances. It has nothing to do with population. I think that if we were matching the competition, we'll be also filling the stadiums, because those stadiums, there are Ghanaians there. Check live performances. Do you understand? I mean, sometimes look at it intently and see when other, and it comes way back home when it's down home. It's a whole situation. I don't think that we have an industry. We have an industry that makes certain people rich, but an industry that collectively pushes Ghana's best image forward, I don't think we have.
Kwesi, Kwame.
Uncle Ken.
I'm glad Edem is gone.
Yeah.
I had a question for Kwesi, which I think this is the right time.
Please ask.
For me to ask.
Yes.
Kwesi is, I don't know, it's said that Kwesi has made a claim.
Yeah.
That not everybody can write songs for gospel musicians.
Yeah, I saw that story too.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Kwesi thinks that you need to be spiritual to be able to write a gospel song.
Yeah.
I like that.
Because it's a gospel song.
Yes, but what is gospel? What is gospel?
I can argue.
Now, of course you can argue, Beat. As for you, I know you can argue. But what is gospel? What is supposed to be gospel?
Inspiration from God.
Yeah. So if I am a Presbyterian and I believe in my God, but I don't come out in the public to proclaim myself as a spiritual person, or so to speak, I cannot write a song for a gospel artist.
Perhaps you have a personal relationship with God.
Exactly.
I wish I can come in here.
Yes. I'm putting it to you.
It's your question.
Yes. So it is your question, Kwesi.
So I can talk now.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, I like the fact that you mentioned that a person have to be spiritual. Nobody has to be spiritual. We are spirits first.
Exactly.
Man is a spirit. He has a mind or a soul and lives in a body. So we don't have to be spiritual. What I said was a person must have a deeper relationship with Christ before writing gospel songs. And you now mentioned that if I am a Pentecost, I am a Methodist,
it's a Presbyterian.
use the Presbyterian.
Good.
Because that's what I
If
said.
you're a Presbyterian and you've not come out as a spiritual person, but write a song for music, give that song to me. Because you have a relationship with Christ.
Right.
You are pursuing a relationship with Christ already. Okay, gospel music is, you see, there's a system that we are entertained by in Ghana. All right, I call it Shaw music in Puano. Shaw. All right, like Lord, you are good. Father, you are mighty. Lord, I worship you. Which one? You.
Why do you?
Why
do you call them Shaw music though?
So maybe. I'm talking. It's a very similar. It's trending globally. I need to understand the question. You are mighty. I worship you. Those things, they are sure. They are deep waters. They are deep waters like your blood has redeemed me. Lead me where you lead me, I will follow.
Lead kindly light.
Lead. You see, there are certain deep waters that without experience you can't write. All right, and without commitment you can't write. In respect to this conversation that we're talking about, I think the conversation came up about Kwame Eugene writing a song
for Joyce Blessing.
Joyce Blessing.
Oh, is that what it was about?
That's what brought up. And when the question came up, I told the person that the first time I met Kwame Eugene, he told me that my concert was the first concert he paid to come to. He was young. Kwame Eugene's first attempt to do music was gospel. All right. Kwame Eugene is a Christian.
He's a Presbyterian.
Okay, good. 4, you don't have to singing gospel is not the absolute definition of Christianity. Like a person can choose to express himself in writing love music.
Yeah.
All right. And I also made the point that Kwame Eugene wrote the song specific to the situations that Joyce Blessing had encountered.
Yeah.
All right. And so I don't have any issue with Kwame writing that song. All I'm saying is that the question that came to me cannot be the standard of affairs for gospel music, where it is like, people who anybody can write gospel music. No, it doesn't work like that. So I know somebody who wrote a gospel music for somebody. Do you understand? And another time that person was mentioning somewhere that he or she is a Hindu.
So did it make any difference?
No. I'm coming.
Does it matter?
It matters. It matters because I can't write a love song to your girlfriend. I can't write a love letter to your girlfriend.
Christian to write a gospel song.
You must be. You can write it. I'm coming.
But you can pose as a Christian to write a song for a Christian to sing, to perform it, right? That's possible.
You can pose.
Yeah, you can pose as a Christian to write for another person.
If a person poses to be a Christian, I don't get a problem.
That's it.
My issue is that let there be a relationship. A person must write a song from a relationship. It's a relationship. And with that relationship, you can't even write deep waters. You can write, Lord, you are good. Your Lord, you are mighty.
Okay.
They are deep waters.
I'm waiting for your comment.
Is it not more artistic than spiritual?
It is artistic as in skill. Songwriting is a skill. Anybody can do it.
Yeah.
Do you understand? You don't have to be a singer to be a songwriter, so anybody can do it.
They are singer-songwriters too. Yeah.
But all I'm saying is that...
And they are songwriters by themselves.
Gospel music is a calling.
Okay.
All right? And it is not subject to the opinions or the corrections of people. Say, if somebody thinks that what I'm saying is correct, then it is correct. No, it's a calling. And it takes a certain... all I'm saying is that they are deep waters.
Yeah.
That takes a relationship to bring it up. It's not about I worship you, Lord, you are holy, or Lord, you are mighty, or you are good. There are deep waters to it.
All right. All right.
For instance, a near death.
See,
I can write necessarily denotes a relationship. Secondly, what sort of measurement do you use to quantify what's relationship a person has with their God.
Okay. So I'm coming.
Thirdly,
I'm coming. So let me answer your
ask you a question so that you answer all. So note them.
Thirdly, there's this thing of people conflating Christian music, gospel music, inspirational music. It's just it's just a petri dish of so many things jammed up together. Especially in Ghana.
Yeah.
Okay. Gospel music obviously. Gospel music obviously forms part of what is considered Christian music. But Christian music is a much larger umbrella.
Exactly.
Right. Now, I believe the gospel has to do with the birth, the work, the life, the death, the resurrection. Right. As evidence in I personally have a problem with systems that sort of try to determine who is worthy or not worthy of laying claim to God. I find it very problematic.
Okay.
Okay. And it's even in the Bible. Okay. Number one, we judge too much. Okay. And it's crazy because for a country that has very religious people, we don't see the fruits of being godlike taking seed in our society, in our daily lives.
Yeah.
You understand? Because I would like to believe that, okay, you guys lay claim, if you take this thing World Cup, okay, you be God in son, you be God in daughter. It should show in your environment.
Okay, let's quickly answer the question.
I've forgotten the question.
Charlie.
I've forgotten it.
Please ask the first one again.
What was the first question?
My question or his?
No, his question. I want to answer the question. There was some important statement.
Yes. Okay.
No, I think I okay. Let me even the idea of people like boxing who lays claim to God.
I think that was
everyone has the friend saying the right to lay claim to God. We are all children of God. Do you understand? But I'm talking about gospel music. They are deep stuff that you cannot see or write without a relationship with Jesus Christ. And usually, when have I said that you cannot call Jesus as your Lord? No, you can do it. All I'm saying is that I'm a songwriter. There are levels that I go every day that is farther and deeper than the levels that I was. I mean, that is not all I'm saying is that
denying that.
You can.
I think we shouldn't strike this. Let's find another day to talk about this gospel.
I mean,
matters of religion are very controversial.
Oh yeah, this matter
will always be. I mean, write it as you write it as
you want. 99.7 FM. Showbiz A to Z. But on Saturday, 28th October, at the Gold Coast restaurant just behind the police headquarters, something is happening. And I have in the studio Paul Ankra, Bilay, and our uncle Ken Adi to tell us more about that. So, Bilay.
Kwame, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Welcome to our show again.
Thank you very much.
The last time we met, we were talking about some old school stuff.
and
this is still old school.
Absolutely.
So what's happening?
The concept.
What's happening on 28th October? Tell us more about that.
Well, we are actually having our pop chain records night.
Wow.
And the idea behind that is to raise funds for breast cancer awareness.
Awesome.
And it's going to be a battle of DJs from the various schools.
Battle?
Absolute battle. So
Uncle Ken is DJing?
No, I'm not a DJ. I've always said so.
Uncle Ken says he's a presenter.
He's a presenter and a DJ. Okay.
So, I mean, you've got Andy Dusty who's going to represent representing Prempeh.
Andy Dusty?
That's right.
Repping Prempeh.
Prempeh School.
Okay. Is it not supposed to be for senior citizens?
Absolutely not.
And is Andy Dusty not a senior citizen?
Oh, he's a young man.
Is he?
In his early 20s.
No, so what's going to happen is Andy is going to be representing Prempeh College.
Okay.
Then you have Lexus Bill representing Presec.
Oh, yeah.
Then you have Doreen, who is representing St. Roses.
Doreen Ando.
Yes.
Who is representing St. Roses and Holy Child, and then I'll be representing Infant School.
Wow.
So it's going to be quite an interesting battle.
And you guys be DJing.
Absolutely.
Yes.
With the console, with virtual DJ, or with Serato on
we're
PC.
Share all the latest technologies, we're going to use it. It's going to be fun. And we're going to cut across. We're going to do some old school.
28th, next week Saturday.
That's correct. We're going to do some old school. We're going to do some R&B. We're going to do some Afro beats. We're going to do high life. We're just going to give people a hell of a party.
Now, which people or groups are organizing this event?
No, it's been organized by the Rotary Club of Accra Airport, together with Joy 99.7 and Gold Coast Restaurant.
Wow.
Kwame.
Wow, Uncle Ken.
Kwame.
Yes, sir.
You see, this whole event and the move towards a records night. Every school had a records night back in the day.
Yeah.
And I still think they do. Even today. A records night is an entertainment night where music is played for the students to enjoy and dance. Over the years, we've had a pop chain with bands from the schools back in the day. And we realized that we left out people who are now in schools. So with the records night, we're inviting everybody who is in any school to attend, because the music is going to be across board. Billy.
Yeah.
The music is going to be across board.
Generations.
And if you look, yes, cuts across generations. And if you look at the disc jockeys who are performing this next Saturday, Doreen is on Joy.
Yeah.
She plays excellent music.
Yeah.
She's representing St. Rose's
and Holy
Child. Lexus, excellent. Representing Presec.
Or Dadzie.
Yeah.
Or Dadzie, you know. Billy sitting next to me. I mean, wow.
Infantipim.
And Billy plays across board.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You know. And then we have Andy Dusty.
Yeah.
Who's on Hits FM, and he's also on Joy.
Yeah.
Is he not?
Yes, he
does.
On
Friday.
Yeah, with the library.
As well. Doing that. So it's going to be a night of anybody that wants to have a good time to come to the Gold Coast Restaurant and Cocktail Bar. The Gold Coast Restaurant and Cocktail Bar is just behind the police headquarters. It's adjacent to
Attic.
No, it's within the Attic compound.
Yes.
The Accra Tourist Information Center.
Yeah.
And it is adjacent to Reggie Rockstone's office.
Yeah.
And you know, the area that the Gold Coast Restaurant is a security zone.
Yeah.
So you cannot be worried
at all. Know. How much do we pay to get in?
150.
Oh, just 150.
Yes, and it is towards raising funds for breast cancer awareness.
Wow.
Last year we started this breast cancer awareness campaign.
Right.
And we went to the central region.
That's right, Ejumako.
Ejumako, and we did a good job there. We had people who had the symptoms. We introduced them to people who could help them out of their symptoms and all that. And that's all we intend to do.
Okay.
But we intend to have fun in raising funds.
Yes.
Gold Coast,
to have fun in raising funds. Bars.
Yeah. It's going to be one hell of a party.
Yeah.
One hell of a party.
Looking forward to that. Still here, Joy 99.7 FM, but you can also get your tickets right here at Joy 99.7 FM from the front desk or at Gold Coast Restaurant, or you can also just dial star 714 star 003 star 1 hash. Again, star 714 star 003 star 1 hash, and then you just follow the prompt. So you can just get your tickets there. And if you want to support this worthy cause and initiative, you can just send your donations by dialing the same. Okay, so just dial star 246 star 5 hash 714. Okay, let me take that again. It's star 714 star 003 star 1 hash again, just to give in your donations at the Pop Chin Records Night 2023. So please be that person to help this worthy cause. Joy 99.7 FM, and we're still on Showbiz A to Z. Let me go to Kofi. Before that, let me go to Kofi and then pick his thought briefly. 1 minute on this great initiative being put together by the Rotary Club of Accra Airport's Gold Coast Restaurant and Joy 99.7 FM.
It's phenomenal. Kofi, if you don't come, I'll kill.
I'm coming support and endorse you.
The battle has begun.
In fact, a very good friend of mine texted me. I'm checking my phone right now. A very good friend of mine, Ghanaian based in Germany, texted me around 3 p.m. yesterday to say how she went for a radiogram or something, and her doctor told her she was clean. She was cancer free. She was diagnosed last year. She was lucky to have been. She was in Ghana, and I think just shortly after COVID she left, and she was lucky to be in a system where early signs could have been checked and treated. And I think this is a really, really good initiative, because I know a lot of women do have the risks, they have the symptoms, but they do not even have the knowledge of what that could be, or some people don't even know that they exist. So this is a really, really good initiative, and I entreat everybody to support as much as they can. And we need more and more of this.
Awesome. Thanks so much, guys. Joy 99.7 FM. But let me also tell you that on 30th November 2023, we're having the show called the Insurance Night of Praise and Comedy. It's coming up out there.